All right, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us. We're so glad you're here with us today. Thanks for joining us to our very first weekly rock. It's really fun and exciting to know that. Sorry, let me kill this over here. It's really fun and exciting to know that we have the opportunity to be able to chat each week with you. For those of you that are joining us on Instagram as well, thanks for being there. We're going to watch that and maintain that and make sure that we can get your comments to us over here so we can see those and we can chat as well. And so our hope with this is that each week we have the opportunity to be together, to engage together, to have a chance to kind of the ways that we've done before, right? Like we've done a little bit of workshops on Mondays. We do a little bit of community that we've done as well on our Friday calls. And so our hope in this is that we have one spot where we can land each week, where we have the opportunity to chat about kind of where you are. I'm going to do my best to bring something each week for us to chat about or to go through really when it comes to really thinking about who we are. And we'll kind of break that down into three parts, right? Like looking at who we are as individuals, looking at how that relates to our ability to maintain clarity of self and build confidence in who we are. I think as well as gives us the ability really to be able to say, if we're able to take a clear understanding of ourselves, we call that clarity. If we can marry that with our ability to have confidence, that ideally that allows us the opportunity to create conviction, right? That gives us the ability to go, okay, what do I really like? What do I really believe in? What does that really mean? And then how do I build those things so that it gives me the chance to do that? And so that's our hope. That's our intent. We want you to know that you always have the opportunity to be here. You always have the opportunity to engage here, to jump in, to chat with us, to give us your thoughts, your comments, your questions. We'll have a little bit at the end where we're going to do a little bit of Q&A. And so we want to make sure that we have the opportunity for you to engage with us there as well. So today, though, what our thought is and our ideas, our topic that I want us to chat about is this idea of confidence and conviction. And I don't want to say confidence versus conviction because I don't think that they necessarily are against each other. I don't think that there are two things that are at odds, but I do think they are distinctly different. And I do think there's a distinct difference between confidence and between conviction. And so here's what I mean by that. I think that confidence ideally like gives us the ability to do anything, right? Like when we really want to do something, and we didn't have to be specific. When we want to do something, then a lot of times we say, well, I want to do it, but I just lack confidence, meaning like we lack the gusto, right? We lack that internal thing inside of us that says, can I do it? Am I willing to do it? Regardless of what it is, we don't have enough confidence. When we can get confidence though, right? Like I think sometimes when we can get confidence and we have the ability to be able to say, okay, I think that's something I want to do. And so I just need confidence to give me that gusto to do it. There has to be a hinge point, right? Like there has to be something for us to go, okay, more than just the ability to do it. Is there a reason I want to do it? And then is there a conviction that goes along with that? Because if it's something that I really believe in, but I haven't had the opportunity to do, then what is missing or what is then going to be required for me that's going to give me the opportunity to really engage and really push in and really say what that thing is. And so for me, I think the hinge point is belief, and belief then leads to conviction. And so if I could separate them, I would say this. I would say that confidence is the ability to do anything. Oh, I really want to do that, but I'm just missing something. I just need some confidence. Okay, you need confidence to do anything. But I think where we kind of hinge over, or where conviction comes in, is that conviction is not just the ability to do anything, but I think conviction is the deep belief that we can do the things that we say we really believe in. And it's not just a matter of like going like, oh, I can do this or I can do anything. It's a matter of saying, no, I want to have conviction because I want to have a belief in my ability to do something, not just an ability to do something. Does that make sense? That resonate with you? And so I think for us, it requires us to look at it and go, what is that then? Like, what is that conviction that I have? What are the things that I'm missing? And typically where we need confidence and we need conviction is because of an area where we have an insecurity, a fear, doubt, obstacle, something like that. And so I think when it comes to identifying in ourselves, what is that fear? What is that doubt? What is that obstacle? What is really that piece that is keeping us from taking that step and moving forward? Again, I think it goes back to kind of the three categories, the three ways we had it broken down before. I think it comes back to going, one is their clarity, do I know and do I have a deep belief in that thing that I want to push into? 2, with that clarity, is there enough confidence for me to go, okay, now I want to push into it. I want to lean into it. And if so, what is the conviction required for me to say, then I'm going to actually do it? I'm going to really take that step. And it can be something as simple, well, I say simple. It can be things as simple as like where we go or what we eat or a small change we want to make in our life or something to that vein. And it can be something as significant as a career change or something major that we want to do. I think it all requires, though, that we have to go back to say, first, am I clear about it? Do I get it? Do I know it? Do I understand it? 2, do I have confidence in that? Meaning, do I feel like I can get the gusto to move forward? And more than just having the ability to do it, then can I say I have the conviction to really push in, to really move forward, and to really say, oh, this is what it's going to be like. This is what it's going to look like. So my question for you then is, and I'd love for you to throw it in the comments or write to us and we'll chat about it. Is there an area of your life that there's something you have wanted to do, wanted to change, wanted to push into, you're aware of, and it feels like maybe you need some confidence, or maybe even more, you really need to push in because you need some conviction. You need to be able to identify what is that thing, what is that truth, what is that deep-seated belief that we can marry together with our confidence that will actually give us the ability to push forward, that actually gives us the ability to do that thing. And so whether it's there on Instagram with us or you're here on Facebook or YouTube, I want to know, what is that thing from you? What is something for you? And it doesn't necessarily have to mean that we talk about it or I say it. But I want to know, like, what is something that you feel like you're in a position now that you want to be able to say, hey, I'm looking for that confidence, or I'm looking for that conviction, or I want to be able to do that, or I want to be able to push forward. And so I want you to think about it for a second. If you're with us and you want to, I'd love for you to throw it in the comments for us. We'd love to be able to see that. Hey, Ann, thanks for joining us. We're glad that you're here with us. We appreciate that. We always count on Ann Allen to be here on our Facebook lives. So what is that? What is an area for you? And so take a minute and think about it. We don't have to be in a rush. What is a space for you that you're going, hey, I know this is an area where I would like to have confidence, an area where I would like to maybe even transition from confidence, and I would like to jump over into conviction. Because I think, while you guys are thinking about it, to give you an example or share a story with you, for me, exercise, working out, eating healthy, whatever goes in the category of like, you're supposed to have something that you're like, oh, I really got to change this or do this. And for whatever reason, we feel the need to do that. Right. And so I think for me, for a long time, it always felt like, unless I could like go in and do it and work out 60 minutes, 700 calories, 5 days a week, deadlift 500 pounds, was it really worth it? Because I felt like if I could do that, then it would elicit some level of freedom, or it would elicit some level of confidence, or it would make me feel better. I don't know what I thought, why I always had this like preconceived notion. This is how everything had to work in order to make it right. And I think I started working with a coach because everybody needs a coach, not just even quote unquote coaches need coaches. And so I was working with a friend of mine who's a nutrition coach, and not just nutrition, like in what you eat, like a holistic looking at every aspect of your life. She's incredible. Message me or DM me if you want her information. I'd love to share information with you. She's really good. But one thing she kept asking me, which was like dagger to the heart, right? Because it's like really specific about me, and even what I talk about. She kept saying, "Hey, help me see how this goal or this thing you want to do, like, how does that really tie into what you value?" And I was always like, "Why are you asking me about my values? I'm the values guy. Now you're going to ask me about my values and how this ties into my values, right?" But she was right. Like, because I think in that moment, I knew like I wanted to be healthier than I was. Not healthier like this, some far off thing. It's like, what does healthy mean? No, I'm saying like I knew I wanted to be healthier. I knew there were things in my life that I needed to do to be different. I knew I needed to think about what I was eating. I love the way she talks about exercise. She just calls it movement. Like, hey, how important is movement to you? And do you want to do that this week? And I'm like, I would like to move 4 times a week, which sounds like I lay in the bed all day. You know what I'm saying? I want to actively be in motion for the purpose of movement for, 3 or 4 times a week. And she was like, help me see how that ties to your values. And I was like, well, it allows me to, and it kind of went through the things for me that were important. And she was like, exactly. She was like, so can we start tying your goals or your desire or your confidence to something you value so that you really believe in it, so you can see why you should do it? And when I was like, well, me exercising, 1, makes me a better person. 2, it makes me healthier. 3, it makes me feel good. 4, like I could go through the list and be like, and those things relate to my values. Cause if I'm going to show up for my family and my friends and I want to elicit vulnerability and I could like able like to kind of hammer through and go all these ways. Guess what I've been able to do consistently for 2.5 months. Now, don't get me wrong. Being stuck at home in a pandemic doesn't hurt, right? You're like, well, I'm here. Might as well do something. Peloton also doesn't hurt either. It's pretty good. But why is that the case, right? Like, why do I feel like I was able to make that transition? Because it went from just going something I was clear about, I wanted to be healthier, to space that says I wanted to build the confidence to go, okay, I want to actually commit and do it, hire a coach to help me. 3, I was able to tie it to something I really believed in, my values, which I believe that's the space where we transition from just clarity and confidence over to conviction, to go, oh, I can see how this relates to me and exactly who I am. And therefore, this is how that thing plays out. Does that make sense? You can, yes, you can high five. You can, I don't know exactly know. This is our first time using this. So it's kind of a test for us too. So thanks for being our guinea pig audience. But if you can click like or heart or a thumbs up, I think that's the way it works on Facebook and platforms. There's ways for you to do that if it makes sense to you. But, like, I don't know. I just think there's something to that, and our ability to know, okay, what are those spaces? How do we do that? How do we go from just going, here's what I believe, here's something I want to do that I'm clear about, to confidence and conviction. I think our ability to make that step, provides an immense amount of freedom for us. And I think it provides a space to go, I don't have to just be feeling like I'm making it up all the time, right? Like I don't have to just flippantly go, maybe I could, or I should, or I shouldn't do that. And so I think for me, like that's something that I want to encourage you or challenge you. Like we're in a unique time, both not just because of COVID, but things are different, and how things have changed, how working has changed. I have lots of friends who work and have quote unquote real jobs, meaning they go to work and they get a direct deposit. And so I call that a real job. When you get a direct deposit, it's a real job. And so, like everything for them is different, and going to work is different, and they're working remote, and they're going to work remote for another 2 or 3 months at minimum, maybe forever. What does that mean for like how's school going to be, and how our kids and where we are now, like the world is kind of opened back up, and like half the people are like, oh yeah, I'm in brunch. And the other half are like, brunch, that's a terrible idea. You're going to die. And then I think more than half and half, there's probably a large portion that are in the middle that are kind of like, life has to kind of continue, but I want to be safe. And if it's unnecessary, I don't want to do it. But what does that really mean? And what do I do now? Right. It's like a really unique position that we're all in. And so if that's where we are now, let's kind of go from macro, let's go down. If that's where you are, how can you spend some time even this weekend to look and to think about, hey, what are the decisions I'm making and the actions I'm taking? And is it in a place or a position that I feel deep conviction? Is it in a place or a position where I feel like, hey, not only do I feel like I have some clarity, because a lot of us, let's go back to this. A lot of us, you're in the clarity space, whether you want to be or not, whether you like it or not, you're in the clarity space. You have things you think you want, but you are unclear about those things. Do the clarity work first. Don't jump to conviction. Don't jump to confidence. Don't go into plan. You got to get to the clarity space. Am I clear? Is that really what I want? Is that really what we want? Is that really what it is that we're going to do? Start there. So some of us need to start in the clarity space. If you're in position, you're in the clarity space. Write clarity. If you're watching this on the replay, you can even click in there in the comment. Write clarity. I'll be able to come back and see that, and we can chat about it. I'll message you or DM you or something. But if you feel like you are in a position that you are in the clarity space, write the word clarity. Comment the word clarity, meaning that you have an idea, but you're not quite sure if you have all the pieces together that you know what that is and you know what to do with it. Some of us are going to be in that space. And if you are, our ability to see that and know that is a beautiful thing. Okay. So like write that, say that. Like I want you to have the ability to say, okay, here's where I'm at. Here's what it is. I'm in the clarity space. Great. Okay. If you're not there and you feel like potentially that you are like, oh no, I'm clear. I know the thing is, and I know what I want. How do I transition that over to the confidence space? And you're like, I'm clear about it, but I just don't know if I can like take that step. I just don't know if I can take the one step I need. Then I want you to write the word confidence. I want you to tell me that you're in the confidence phase, that you're going to, I can see it clearly, right? Like I can kind of see what it is. I can see where it is, but I need I need to know what's this first step I need to take action on this plan, right? What's the first step that I need to take to go, okay, if I'm I got the clarity, I'm ready, I got a plan, I need step one, then write the word confidence. I think what you're missing is an element of confidence. What you're missing is a space to go, okay, I want to take one step moving forward. Not as a test, because you got the plan, you believe in it. It's a lot of things in life are trial and error, right? It's not right or wrong, it's right or left. You just got to decide, can you take that first step? You want to go on and boom, do that thing. Okay. The second part, or the third, then, if that's where you are. So if that's where you are, I want you to write the word confidence. Those of you that are on Instagram, appreciate you. I see a few comments there, clarity and confidence. That's good. For those of you that are watching here live or you watch the replay, the reason I'm looking up is because the phone's up there where Instagram is. Instagram doesn't live in the clouds. That's just where my phone is, just so you know that I'm not like arbitrarily speaking up to the clouds. If you're in the space where you have clarity, but you need confidence, write confidence. Tell me that's where you are. Thanks for that, Ann. Indeed, in between clarity and confidence, opportunities are coming my way and priorities are slow. But those opportunities will be there. I love that. Yes. And again, if you have the ability to see that on both sides, I think that's great too. And some of us now, we have clarity. We go, I got the plan. We go confidence. And we go, I think I can take the step. Like, I think I can make the move. I'm ready. I'm moving. I'm willing to go step one. I'm out there. I've taken step one, and now I'm going, okay, I've got clarity. I've got confidence. What are we missing? Maybe what we're missing is conviction, and convictions is the deep belief that goes just far beyond confidence, far beyond just going, I'm going to try to execute, but I'm going to consistently execute because I deeply believe in it. I'm going to consistently execute because I deeply believe in it. And I think that's where we're able to transition over, right? That's where we're able to transition over from just clarity and confidence, but into a space of conviction. Now, listen, all these things require work. All these spaces require work. All these things require work for us to get there, right? On Instagram, Diana says, clarity. I do have an idea on how to plan or start. Love that. Thank you for that, Diana. Right? So I think our ability to pinpoint where we are in these spaces allows us, one, to acknowledge, hey, here's where I'm at and here's what I'm doing. Now, what are the steps that I want to take? How do I put myself, I go from here to here or here to here, right? Some of us may even not be there. Some of us may be going, hey, I this thing, I don't even know what to do. I'm on step pre-clarity. I had an idea and that's about where it is. And I need some help figuring out what to do after that idea. Okay. That's fair. That's awesome. But I think our ability to pinpoint where we are in that process allows us to know, do we need help? And if we need help, how are we going to get that? How are we going to do that? How are we going to participate in that way? Right. So I think I want you to pinpoint that, because what you're able to do then is go, okay, depending on what step I'm in, where do I get that help and where can I find that? Right? Like if you're pre-clarity, you're like, I don't know, I have a random idea, but I literally don't really know, flush it out. Flush it out. Find some way. Find someone that you feel like you can have that dialogue with. If you have clarity, like I got the idea, but I just need the push, let's go. Join us. We haven't posted about it yet. We'll post about it soon, but we're starting a brand new coaching program starting in June. If you need that push, join us. We have one-on-one coaching, and we also do group where you're in a group of 6. It's gender specific accountability. We meet 2 times a month as a group. We meet 1 time a month at one-on-one. So you have basically 3 sessions a month that you get to do that. Right. And so we'd love for you to do that. Love for you to join us with that in that same thing. And if you're there and you're like, hey, I have clarity and I have confidence, I'm moving forward, I just need that deep conviction, you just need a little push, then great, let's push. Whether it's with us or somebody else, or you just consistently showing up and every week on Friday at noon, say, here's where I'm at, just want to let you guys know, great, we'd love to do that. Make this a part of your routine, even if it's just for your own accountability. We'll call you out each time. We like that. Hey, Brad on Instagram said you have a podcast. Yes, absolutely we do. You can get that wherever it is, wherever you get your podcast. It's called Kill Doubt, Build Conviction. You can get that wherever you get your podcast. It's live on all those things. You can either search my name, Rocky Garza, or you can grab that by searching Kill Doubt, Build Conviction. We got our episode 1 is up. We'd love to have you there. All right, Nurse on Instagram. Hey, thanks. I'm glad you randomly found us. We appreciate that. Remember where you can always find us here. So Fridays at noon is where we'll be. So knowing that that's where you are, right? That you're here, and you're here. Great. You're either clarity, you're either confidence, you're either conviction, or you're in a place where you're making your way through that. Absolutely. We want to, one, be able to support you in that. But two, we realize like we're not the answer to everything, right? Like it's not up to us to fix it necessarily or to figure it all out for you. We want to be able to support you in that, but we want to at least give you the tools or resources or steps so that you can try to push your way into that, so that you can find a way that we have the ability for you to be able to say, hey, if this is where I'm at now, and here's what I want to do, how do we continue to move forward in that? So today our thought was, how do we go not just from confidence over to conviction, but how do we really look and identify based on where we are, the decisions we're making, the opportunities we've been given, how do we kind of engage in those spaces? How do we have the ability to say, okay, if I'm in clarity, I need to get to confidence, I need to get over to conviction. And then conviction, I think, is where we actually get to actually put in some really good work. Are you willing to stick to your guns? Are you willing to say, I really want to dive in here? Are you willing to say, I really want to push in here? That's the space where we want you to be. That's the desire ultimately we want you to have, to be able to say, how do I really engage in this way? How do I really engage in this space? So that was my thought, at least. That was the notes I had written down for us to think about, trying to talk about in those three areas. And so we'd love to be able to walk with you in that. Know that that we're going to do our best here to continue to show up for you. Facebook, YouTube, as soon as LinkedIn will let us go live there, we'll go live there as well. They're not ready for us. But again, like we really want you to live and engage in a space of conviction, not just going like, I think that's a good idea, but going, no, I really want to push deep in that area, in that way. That's something for us that's really valuable. And so those of you join us on Instagram, we really appreciate it. As always, we'll go live there as well. And so make sure you can throw your comments in. But again, we want to make sure that we have the ability to engage with you in that same way. And so let's end with this, if you guys want. We just want to know how we can help you. If you're in a place where you need some help, or a place where you want to ask a question, not because I think that I have all the answers, but because I at least want to hold space for you to be able to ask the question if you want to, throw those out at us, whether it's on Instagram, we'll grab those and throw them here, or whether it's, you're watching us there on Facebook or on YouTube, let us know. Where are you at? Is there something you're working on, or something you want feedback on, that we can do that either for you, or even maybe just amongst each other, just via our comments, we can support you in that way. So I'll give you a second to think about it. Anything that you're thinking on that you have, or something that you want help with or to process, we'd love to do that with you. While you're thinking, I slowly saw on there, yes, there's a new thing that's growing on my face. It's called when you're old and you try to have a beard and you're cool, and then all the white hairs pop out. That's what happened. So, people say you'll make more money if you have a little bit of a salt and pepper hair, and I don't have enough hair on top of my head to do anything. So we're going to go with a beard and see if the gray elicits a little wisdom there, maybe. And thanks for joining us over there. We appreciate it. All right. Well, if you're watching us on the replay and you have a thought or a question, again, we'd love for you to throw that in there. We would love for you to throw your questions in and your comments. Even make sure to, if you do that, make sure and tag those #replay whenever you come back. And if you're going to comment in there for us and you're watching this on the replay, just so we know where it was and we make sure that we can engage with you since we missed you here on the live. And then, as always, we're going to say it 2 or 3 times. And if I hope it doesn't bother you, because we're going to say it no matter what. But again, the best way that we can continue to provide, I think, value to you and those that you care about is to make sure to share. And so make sure and share this on your feed if it's something that you thought was deemed valuable. You want your friends to see it. All right. Here on Instagram, it says, if we know something we need to work on, but we started and failed to follow through before, is it a clarity problem or a conviction problem? That's a really great question. Okay. So the idea is that there's something that we have thought about. There's something we need to work on that we've started and failed. Now, failed is, I would say, that's where I would push in to go, well, you failed because you stopped, or you failed because it stopped. Those are two very different things. And so if you have started and you stopped, and then we failed to follow through, then that's not our idea is not the problem. So I'm going to go, that's not a clarity problem. It would be a clarity problem if you were like, I tried it for a long time and it didn't work. Okay. We had a bad idea, right? Bad egg. That's not what I hear you saying. The failed to follow through. I would say, I'm going to go in the middle. I'm going to jump in the middle and say, I think it's a confidence problem. I think that it's and problem is relative. Let me say that also. I'm not deeming this as like, tell me something. I'm going to tell you that you're bad or wrong or you have issues. That's not what this is. So let's be really clear about that. To your point, saying where is the issue or where's an opportunity for you to engage based on that? I would say it's in the middle. I would say you obviously took the initiative at one point because you believed in it, because you had some clarity. Great. I think maybe you just need a little support and you need a little bit of help. I think you need somebody in your corner to go, hey, are you doing that? Are you going to consistently do that? Are you going to consistently show up to that? What's your to-do list? What's your task list? How are you doing that? And we could go down over and over and over. Here's the deal. Whether it's me or somebody else, here's something that I'm learning about myself, and I want to encourage all of you as well. None of us were made to do this alone. Like none of us were made to achieve, to accomplish. Let's even just go with this. Let's call it what it is. I'm not doing this by myself. There are two other people who are actively making this happen so it could happen. And it wouldn't happen like this if it wasn't for them. I would still be doing a Zoom call that you couldn't get into because I forgot to update a link, even though somebody else set it up. Like, let's just call it what it is. So like nothing happens in isolation. Nothing happens when you're by yourself, right? It's the same everywhere. It's not just in business, it's in every aspect of your life. That's why when marriages are hard and they struggle and one person's putting energy and one person is not, and they go, I don't know, I'm trying my best, it's not working, right? Because you can't do it by yourself. Same thing. That's the way that I want to encourage you is you can't do it by yourself. And so if you're like, hey, I have clarity and I want to do it, but I need help, I need a step, ask, reach out, make an investment. We spend a lot of money every month on a lot of things. Are you willing to spend a portion of that money on yourself? If it's something you know you need to do, are you willing to do that? It doesn't have to be with me. I can hook you up with 5 other coaches, 5 other people who can support you if you want that. It's not a pitch for me to tell you I have all the answers for you. It's me saying, I want you to ask yourself, if there's a part that's missing, are you willing to invest and engage in what's required in order for that to come to fruition? Are you willing to take the risk to just ask? Reach out. Hey, I need help. Hey, I really want to join the coaching. Me or somebody, hey, I need help with this. Do you know somebody? Hey, I need to get my movement and my nutrition and that part of my life together. I'd love to connect you with somebody. That's not my expertise. I'm not helping you with that. I need help with that. I can't do that for you, but I can connect you with somebody. And so I think that's the thing that I just want us to encourage. I want to encourage you, and I want us to have the ability to encourage each other. Is I want you to be able to say, if this is where you are and you know that you need something, at least be willing to communicate and say what it is that you need, right? Our ability to do that, it continually pushes us and gives us the ability for that. Sometimes the falling down and getting back up and strengthening to be successful. Yeah, I love that. I love that. Endurance is a beautiful thing. I totally agree. Our ability to see that and to push ourselves and to consistently be doing that, I think is really great. So we want to support you in that, friends. We want to be able to do that for you, no matter what it is or where it is. We want to make sure that we have the opportunity to engage with you and support you in that. And so you'll see down at the bottom, I think the easiest way for us to be able to do that is we want to be able to communicate with you. We have a thing called the Daily Rock. You see the relationship there, Daily Rock, Weekly Rock. We know what we're doing. So we have a thing called the Daily Rock where we send a text message Monday through Friday every morning as a way to challenge, motivate, inspire, encourage you. And we want to make sure that we can get that to you and in front of you. And so you can just text us the phrase, I want to join, to the phone number 469-649-8441. And I didn't think about it. Chelsea, will you add that to Instagram in the comments so they can see that there for us as well, please? But text us. Just say, I want to join to the phone number 469-649-8441. We'll take care of you. We'll get you set up. Whenever you do that, it's going to give you a brief message that says, hey, fill this out for us. It's just giving you your phone number, first name, last name. That's like legally so we can actually send you a text message because we don't want to spam you. So jump on there, fill that out for us. We will automatically include 30 free days on our platform if you do that. It's all in there. This will be the first text message you get from us. It'll give you a link to set all that up, where we've got coursework on clarity of self, confidence, building meaningful relationships. There's podcasts on there. There's webinars on there. There's keynotes on there. And we'll give all that to you. We'd love for you to have that for free for 30 days. So just text that phone number and say, I want to join. And then from there, if there's something specific that you need, hey, on Instagram, shoot us a DM, shoot me a message and say, hey, here's what I was thinking about. I'd love to connect with you in that way. Those of you that are watching this here live or on the replay, send us a message, shoot us an email, text us in the text message. Just say, hey, I would love more information about coaching or whatever it is. Whether it's me or somebody else, I'd love to connect you to somebody who I believe could really support you in where you are and what you need. And so I hope you all have a wonderful Friday. I hope you had a great weekend. Thank you so much for joining us for our very first Weekly Rock. We'll be back next Friday, noon, Central Time. So if you're watching this from someplace else that's not Central Time, here on Facebook, we're here noon Central Time. And we'd love to have you there with us. And then lastly, if you haven't yet, as always, we'd love for you to pre-order a copy of your book. You can get it there. It's rockygarza.com/book. We'd love for you to grab that. Pre-orders are available now. And those of you that are watching this that have already ordered one, thank you so much. We appreciate it. I cannot tell you how grateful I am for your support and your consistent encouragement to us. When I say us, because none of this happens by just me, I just happen to be the one who talks the most and likes to be on camera. So that's what I mean by me. But yeah, it wouldn't happen if there wasn't more than just one person. And so we'd love for you to get a copy of that as well. Anything we can do to care for you and support you, please never hesitate to reach out to us and let us know. We are so thankful for you joining us, for the opportunity to walk alongside you. Remember that you're not isolated. You're not by yourself. And at the end of the day, our number one priority is to give you the opportunity to really see clearly who you are, to have the ability from in that clarity to build confidence in yourself and allow that with deep-seated belief, what we call conviction, and to move forward in order to build a life that you believe in. At the end of the day, we believe every individual deserves to be known. In order for us to do that, we've got to be able to kill doubt, build conviction, and use that as a means to move forward, so that it's more than just saying paying lip service to something we think we like. But more importantly, really giving us a deep-seated belief in who we are so we can use that moving forward. So I hope you have a wonderful Friday. Again, as always, we'd love for you to like this. We would love for you to share this. If you're watching the replay at any point, just comment #replay so we can see that. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you guys very, very soon. Bye-bye.